What is up, Crockxen clan members, Infernal League fans? We are here with the first official part of week 6 after the restructure that we had. If you watched the stream yesterday, then you'll know what's up. We gave you guys a bit of a rundown of what happened. We did lose a couple players, and then we had to restructure the way the schedule works, and people changed their teams. Not all of them. Okay, most people. Actually, I think half the teams kept the same mons, and then the other half actually made changes. So I made some changes. So you're seeing some new mons on my team here. Then you got fucking Lando, we got Pelipper, we got a Girder here. Like, what the fuck is this? Soresan? Well, if you watched the stream from yesterday, there were hiccups in it, I'll admit. Okay, the playback is gonna show some hiccups, and I apologize for that. My internet was being shitty yesterday, and I have no idea why. Okay, well, I have a guess, but that's besides the point. You guys here to see me talking about my battle. Okay, we out here with my matchups. So for this battle in particular, I'm facing one of like the strongest teams that we had before the redraft and stuff like that. This is Khan, my good boy Khan, with the busted ass stupid ass Chimpao, the Great Tusk, the best spinner in the fucking game, and Raging Bolt and Iron Leaves, like two very, very strong mons that we have to deal with here. Now, my mindset for this battle is I need a way to deal with Chimpao, so my structure right here is defensive Pelipper and defensive Girder. They're both like max defense, max HP type of deal. They're the only ones that can tank a hit from this goddamn stupid ass Weaselmon. Okay, Registeel was actually here as a reasoning for his Florges if it was ever going to come, and also his Tinkaton. And I had Ice Spinner to deal with not only the Iron Leaves if I had to deal with that. I'm able to chip the Tusk if it comes in, and also for Raging Bolt. Screamtail was actually my replacement for Weezing, because I thought I have Galarian Weezing. In case you guys, I was planning on using Galarian Weezing for this matchup because I was afraid of a lot of setup. So I had Weezing with a little bit of speed investment with Haze, and I can tank a physical hit for the most part. However, in my testing with Zen, it wasn't doing anything to prevent this Raging Bolt from going off all over the place. So I figured I might as well just bring back Screamtail and have it be my defensive pivot. It's a fast, specially defensive oriented Screamtail. That's the way I put it in my reflex. So that's the way I put it in the team builder. And then Ogerpon is just my offensive threat. Okay, I'm here to do damage and shit like that. And then my Lando, okay, I had Oyachi Berry because I was afraid of ice type moves, but fucking the stupid ass Weasel is busted. Okay, it went through my Yachi. That's fucking stupid. And that's besides the point. But I also had the Weather Ball tech because I was hoping that I'm gonna be able to catch this Tusk in a trap. You don't fucking expect Great Tusk or to die from Orlando. Fucking Grass Knot doesn't do that much. But I had the tech Weather Ball. You're gonna see it in the battle. Don't worry. You're gonna like it. So without further ado, my initial lead for this is always going to try to set up my rain. I have a Damp Rock to guarantee I have the most amount of rain terms, and since he doesn't have a Weather Setter on his team right now, my rain is here to stay every time I switch in this fucking Pelipper. So my initial play, lead off with the Pelipper. He leads off with Clawitzer. I am not sure if this Clawitzer's item is right now. Okay, I don't know if it's Specs. I don't know if it's Scarf. I don't know what I'm dealing with here, right? So what I ended up doing is, I'm not going to risk my Ogerpon just yet. My Screamtail can tank this thing relatively easily. So I make the safe play to Screamtail, goes for the U-turn, doesn't do a lot of damage, and then he goes to Iron Leaf. Now, this is where you're going to see my diabolical Screamtail set, okay? And this is courtesy of Volklick. I saw a video of his talking about, like, I don't know, some championship from, like, last year or something. I don't fucking remember. And he had the most diabolical Screamtail set. And so I did it. I basically copied this, but I made it for singles battles. So I don't know what it's going for. He's faster than me because I don't think I have enough speed to outspeed Leaves. Because I didn't speed creep Leaves. I scrapped something else. I think I speed crept Tusk, if I remember correctly. So I didn't bother with Leaves because I wasn't really scared of it. So what do I do here? So I go for the Wish just to get some recovery. He's going to go for the Side Blade. It's not going to do too much. And then I go for the Encore, okay, which is going to force him to do the same move again. And I can live another one because I just recovered my Wish. So I went for the Disable, basically trapping this fucking Iron Leaf to go for Struggle. So that was funny. Now he's in Claw to Rage. The rain's still up for a good amount of turns. I'm predicting a water type move. So what do? I go for the Wish. Does a decent amount of damage. And at this point, looking at the damage, I'm leaning onto a potential, like, I didn't count the rain properly. This was one. It doesn't bite me in the butt for now, okay? But I'm predicting at this point he's got to be choiced. So what do? I go to my Ogerpon, who doesn't care about this fucking, water shit. So I have a safe switch in. So I'm here at this point in the game. My Ogerpon is at a good potential to cause some havoc. So what do? That's exactly. I go for the Trailblaze. Now I'm faster than everything on his team. Literally, there's not a single one on his team right now that outspeeds my Ogerpon. And then here I make a risky play. I'm assuming he's going for his hazards. Okay, it's a fucking fortress. What the fuck? That's what you expect from a fortress. So what do? I go for the Swords Dance. So now my Ogerpon is ready to cause some fucking havoc in this shit. So I do that. He goes for the rocks. I don't see leftovers. So I don't know what kind of fortress this is. This could be Custaff. This could be something, whatever. I did calc my Trailblaze and how much damage it did. So at this point, I figured he didn't have a lot of defense EVs. So in my head, I was like, okay, what do I do here? Do I just take the kill? Do I go for another SD? Because there was a chance for him. There was actually a very high chance for him to live. I think at this amount of HP, my Ivy Cudgel just like barely hit the cutoff point. If I got a max roll, like I think I did literally 94 point something percent max. So I risked it here. This was a big risk, and it paid off, unfortunately, for my friend Khan here, because I go for the Cudgel and I get a crit. Okay, that was unfortunate. He would definitely live that, because like I said, that was max that I hit like 94 point something percent. So if I round it up, then I got the kill if I got the highest of highest rolls, which means he wasn't supposed to die here. Okay, the chances of him living were exponential, and I did apologize for this. Okay, I was very sorry. I didn't. And what he told me later is that he went for Explosion here, which meant that would have helped him out a lot in the long run, because his Ogerpon stays for the rest of the battle. So he's dead, and then he goes for Iron Leaves. Now he's seen 2 of my moves. Well, 3, because he saw Trailblaze, Swords Dance, and Ivy Cudgel. He sees 2 attacking moves. Obviously, Iron Leaves has no trouble with water and grass, okay? It's a fucking strong-ass grass psychic type. But, and this is where my evil genius comes in, okay? I predicted this scenario, okay? Not exactly one-to-one, okay? But I did predict at some point my Ogerpon was going to face his fucking Iron Leaves. So I, assuming he was gonna go booster, initially I had knockoff on my Ogerpon, because I was like, a knockoff is a good move. You're able to hit a lot of things for some type of damage. So it's always nice to have, because you can just remove their item and then now they're neutered. But because he has so many fucking Protomons and Quark Drive here, I was like, he's gonna have booster. So knockoff is not going to help me if they switch out, because it's not going to do as much damage when they come back in. So what did I do? I had the genius idea. I'll give him this boy Throat Chop. And this crit didn't matter. Okay, at +2, this thing was gone. So I got an extra crit for no fucking reason. This was completely unnecessary. But this Throat Chop literally helped me against like a couple of his team members. Because it helped me against, I think he had a Ghost type, if I remember correctly. I think he had Dusk. Which also doesn't take shit from knockoff if I remove his item to begin with. So Throat Chop is good. It's a good move. So he fucking dies, and then he's like, "Oh shit!" Now he switches into the Raging Bolt. Now I thought about this play for like a minute. It was a good minute, because here was my mindset. I know Ogerpon tanks a Thunderclap easily, especially if I'm at full HP. So I actually was doing calcs depending on what kind of bolt this was, and looking at how my Ogerpon was set up. And I was like, okay, so there's a lot of plays I could do here. I could go for this, because Throat Chop doesn't kill here at all. It's a 2-hit KO. Potentially. There's like some leeway, but for the most part, it is a 2-hit KO. If I get like middle rolls, like if I get the mid roll for both of them, then they're fine. If I get mid and high roll, whatever. If I get a low and a high roll, that's a chance he lives. So that's where my mindset was like, do I Do I predict him to go for the Thunderclap and go for another SD? Or do I predict him to go for the Calm Mind and then I hit him with Throat Chop? So that was my mindset. Like, what is he going to click here? Depending on what he clicks here, could win me the game or lose me the game. Okay, if he goes for Thunderclap, I'm fucking screwed. If I go for Throat Chop, because then I can't 2 KO him anymore because he's going to do around 60%, which means I'm done. Okay, Ogerpon doesn't live anymore. And if I try to predict the Sword Stance afterwards, he could just use another move because at that point he kills me. So my mindset was, I have to predict the Calm Mind here. Okay, if he sets up a Calm Mind, I still live a Thunderclap, but at that point he's weakened enough to where Throat Chop does, a decent amount. So I figured my better play here is if he sets up, okay, and he goes for the Thunderclap afterwards, my Scream Tail can trap him easily. So I figured I'd risk the Calm Mind move and go for the Throat Chop and do enough damage to him to where the chances of me killing him next turn are fine. So my point is, I predicted Calm Mind here, so I went for the Throat Chop, and it does 53%. So I got a high roll there, which means the chances of me OHKOing afterwards is significantly good, okay? But what did this man do? He went for fucking Discharge, and he got the Parallax. Now listen, I got 2 crits in a row. I get it, okay? Hacks are never fun when they're against you, and I felt bad about the critical hit on Fortress. I didn't feel bad about the one for Iron Leaves, because that thing wasn't going to live anyways, okay? That was an unnecessary crit that the game gave me for no fucking reason. However, okay, I literally won this. At this point, if he had done anything except for Thunderclap, like if I didn't get paralyzed here, I literally won from this position, and that made me so angry because now I can't do anything. Ogerpon is done, so I figured, okay, he's gonna go for the Discharge again or another electric move. So I'm gonna switch into Lando here. Okay, so he goes for the Discharge. Lando, that doesn't fucking care. And then he goes for the Terra Grass. Now, I, in my wisdom, forgot to check what Terra this thing had. Because at this point, is the only thing, there's no way he's going to fucking Terra his clothes, okay? We all know this shit. Cloudworks is ass. So, at this point, the only one he can Terra is this thing. If I had checked, I could have gone for something different. Granted, the moves I have aren't the greatest on my Landers at this point. Because it was Earthquake, Earth Power, Stone Edge, and Weather Ball. Because I was more like, I'm just trying to hit as much as possible. So, and Lando can't Terra because he's tier 17, so he's not allowed to Terra. So I couldn't have a good move for it. So I go for the Earthquake, forgetting that this man had Terra. It doesn't do shit because Bolt is bulky as fuck, and my Lando is more specially oriented because I'm trying to kill the fucking Tusk. So he goes for the rest. Now that's not nice. He has a chest over there. So that's not nice. I don't like that. So I go out to Registeel. Now, he goes for the Calm Mind. Now, I'm assuming at this point, he's Rest, Calm Mind, Electric move, which is Discharge, and maybe a Dragon move, or somewhere around that range. So I'm trying to see what his last move is before I risk my Landers again. Besides, on top of the fact that my Landers can't do shit to this thing. Okay, so he goes for the Calm Mind. Registeel tanks that like a boss. Okay, I go for the Ice Spinner. It only does 23%. This Ice Spinner is gonna take me forever to kill this thing. However, there is I'm forcing him to use them, and I am Terra Ground on this thing, so it's gonna help me in the long run to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. So I didn't go for it here just yet, but I go for the Ice Spinner again. He goes for the Calm Mind. I'm still trying to figure out what his last move is. I probably should have gone for the Terra Ground here. I don't know why I didn't, but regardless, I don't go for it. He goes for Discharge. Does 49%, gets the Paralyze. I go for the Ice Spinner again. And then here, this was a throwaway turn, to be honest. Because there was 2 possibilities that he could have done here. He could have just killed my Registeel with Discharge. At the amount of HP he has, he still lives an Ice Spinner comfortably. So, or he could go for the rest. Now, I assumed he was going to attack my Registeel, which is why you see me stay in. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't really fucking matter because I'm faster with Scream Tail. So at some point, I'm gonna lock him to whatever I want, So what I ended up doing is I stay in to try to get more chip. He goes for the rest, and then I go to Screamtail because that's at this point I have a way to trap this thing into not being able to attack. So I go for the Ice Spinner after going for the Terra Ground. He goes for the rest. I do, you know, 25% again. And because he went for the rest, I'm not going to stay in here. I'm going to go out to Screamtail. And I'm going to first, that's his first turn of sleep. So I'm trying to keep Screamtail healthy. So what I ended up doing is I go for the Wish first, predicting him to stay in, try to burn that other turn. And then go for the Encore, forcing him to rest again. Okay? See my mindset? Okay, I'm back at full. I know he's not going to stay in. Right? I knew he wasn't going to stay in because he saw me using Encore before. So what do? I predict something to come in. Either the Tusk or the Chimp Pow. Either one of them was going to get hit with this player. Okay? This is what I'm saying. This is Wolf Glix. I will admit it. I saw him use this in a tournament. 3 of these moves are the same. I just don't have fucking, what's it called? Perish Song. Okay? That's the only move difference. I have Wish because I'm trying to keep my Screamtail alive. Okay? So I go for the Play Rough. He does his stuff. Now, I'm going to Pelipper here. I'm predicting the Earthquake. And he's going to stay in. Or no, I think he switches out this turn. Because he doesn't know what I'm going to do. Right? And that's what happened. Yeah. So he switches out. I go for the Weather Ball. It does 28% Clawitzer. So this thing, like Clawitzer's ass. I mentioned this before. Now, I don't know what his game plan is here. But he's not going for the water move right now because my Ogerpon is still alive. And if he heals me, that puts him at a huge disadvantage. So he can't do that. He can't risk that. So what do? I'm predicting him to go for something else that will potentially damage my Ogerpon. So I go I go for the Roost just to see what he's going to lock himself into. He goes for the U-turn. Okay, I see what he's going for. Chimp Pow comes in. Now, Clawitzer still hasn't been able to do any damage to me. So I'm still comfortable with him. Chimp Pow, I'm not going to stay in just yet with Pelipper because I don't really need to risk him yet. So I go into what's supposed to be my Chimp Pow wall, which is the Girder. And he does 42%. He does 42 fucking percent. Chimp Pow is busted. But at this point, I knew he was banded. He can't kill me with another one. So I can safely go for the Drain Punch here and do, you know, a decent amount of damage, right? I do 27%, heal a little bit of HP, you know? And then I go for the jab here. I go for the Poison Jab because I don't know what he's going for. So I'm trying to get some chip damage. I go for the jab, does a decent amount of damage. Now, again, I know for a fact he's not going for a water move because Ogerpon is here. But he hasn't seen me do anything to this thing. So I'm predicting something weird. He goes for the Aura Sphere on my Registeel. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I have an easy answer to this thing. Screamtail walls this Aura Sphere now. So I have no problems. I switch into Screamtail. He goes for the Aura Sphere again. At this point, I'm still predicting him to be choice in some way. So I go for the Play Rough just because he's not going to stay in, you know? He's not going to let me, you know, just tank this shit and wall this thing to Kingdom Come. So I go for the Play Rough expecting something else to come in. But no, he reveals he's not choice. I don't know what item he had at all. But he just went for Sludge Wave. And I have Encore and Disable. So he can't touch me. And then he goes to Chimp Pow. Now, at this point, I sack Registeel. I know for a fact he's not gonna get healed again. And at this point, like, I need to keep the rest of my mons alive. And Registeel is my weakest link here. So I let him die. And then I go back into Girder, who tanks an Ice Spinner. And then he switches to Clawitzer. He fucking dies. Okay? So he's gone. Bye-bye. Sayonara. And he switches into Great Tusk. Now, I'm not risking my Chimp Pow answer on this stupid elephant. So I'm literally expecting my Pelipper to die here in some way, shape, or form. So I switch it in. He goes for Earthquake, doesn't do anything, you know, whatever. And he hits me with the Supercell Slam. I intentionally predicted this in our testing with Zen. My Pelipper was meant to die against this Tusk because I'm supposed to switch in my Lando against this Tusk. Okay? So what do? I let him die, go to Lando, and And obviously, when you're doing your testing and shit like that, you're like, I can tank a grass knot. I'm perfectly capable of killing this Landorus right now. However, I sped crept my Lando to outspeed this fucking elephant by 1 point. And because I have rain, I have weather ball, which with the amount of HP and special attack I have, this thing fucking dies. Unexpected. I know it. Nobody would have seen that coming. Sora-san, the fuck is wrong with you? What is this set? And then he goes into Chimp Out, and this is what Chimp Out. I mean, granted, I'm not super defensive, right? But that's still busted. He fucking kills me through my Yachi Berry. Fuck Chimp. I should have at least lived with like like 2 HP or something like that. But at this point, the game is won. He can't kill Girder. Okay, at this point, so he does 45%. I kill him with a Drain Punch, and I get another crit here, which is completely unnecessary. Okay, game. I don't know why you're giving me crits this game that are completely irrelevant because he dies from what hit anyways. Okay, I'm very upset about that. And then he can't win at this stage because of the fact that Raging Bolt is gonna be stuck in one shape or way or form. He still hasn't had a sleep turn. Okay, so no matter what he does, my Scream Tail walls the fuck out of him, and I can force him to be encored and fucking disabled till he dies. Okay, I literally force him to struggle for the rest of the battle, but he doesn't go out there and say, I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay, I have Girder here. I can just go for the Poison Jab, does 36%, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I can just go for Ice Punch here, which gets boosted my Iron Fist and he fucking dies. Even though it does the same amount of damage, but I think it had a little bit more power because of Iron Fist, because I had Iron Fist at it. I wasn't expecting him to status me in any way, shape, or form. Okay, he doesn't have a way to burn, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I wasn't expecting to be burnt today, so and I won the game, and I was like, I felt so much joy when I won, because I was like, I had lost 3 battles in a row. Okay, I was feeling very down on myself, and I think the team revamp really helped, because I don't think with my old team I would have been able to do what I did here. Okay, nobody on my other team could have helped me against this fucking stupid ass Weasel. Okay, thinking back on it, like, I really don't think anybody in my old team would have helped me against Chimp Out. But this time I had 2 answers. And potentially a third one. I don't fucking know. But overall, I think it was a fun battle. It really was. I really enjoyed it, and I was very happy that I won. Con was amazing, and like, bruh, those those sacks were important when they were, and my Scream Tail was a toxic bitch, but it helped me. Like, literally, I will say thank you to Wolf Blake for creating such a devastating and devilish set, okay? And allowed me to copy it. Granted, he doesn't have rights to a set, you know? But, like, bruh, that was great. That was fun. I really am happy about that. Scream Tail always I really like Scream Tail way more every time I use it, so I'm very glad I kept it. Like I said, the only thing is the Ogerpon should have been dead, but at this point in the battle, like, the only thing it did was prevent the Witcher from going for a water move. Other than that, like, it didn't even come back out to the battle, so in a way you can pretend it was dead if you want to go that route. Either way, this was fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm very happy that I won. Okay, so thank you to Con for the battle, and thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts, comments in the comment section below, and I will see if I can get my other battle for this week done against Yodler sometime this weekend. I'll figure out when he is available, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, this has been SoresanCrockxen, and I'll see you guys in future videos, streams, and hopefully some shorts if I get the ideas to make some. Later!